to have that community buy-in, community participation, where it's not just a couple of people, but it's a community that builds, as we say, health, wealth, social change. That's what we want.
I'm here at the Minneapolis Farmers Market, where the community's relationship with food and food's relationship with climate is on display. How can we create access to healthy, fresh, affordable food while also reducing hunger, reducing food waste, and promoting plant-rich diets? Today I'm talking with Cris Phillips, who's an urban agriculture manager at Appetite for Change, which is focused on not only feeding the community today, but feeding a future that helps the world reach drawdown. Who are you?
Cris Phillips, born and raised in Massachusetts, transplant from the East Coast. I am the urban ag manager. I started here in April, went to undergrad school in New Orleans, Dillard University, and then on to graduate school at Oklahoma State. Spent 5 phenomenal years overseas working with farmers, setting up co-ops in Jamaica and the Cayman Islands. And after my contract was done there, came here to the Twin Cities and finally back into where my heart is, farming and growing food for people.
Where did you develop this knowledge of how to work with the land?
Actually started when I was like 5 or 6 years old. My dad was a huge horticulturalist and an agronomist. He absolutely loved the soil, he loved plants, and we've always had a garden. And so my mom grew up on a farm, so she's a farmer. It is just learning from them. I had a phenomenal group of uncles that were all farm guys, and so I just learned from them. And over time, you just pick up from here, you pick up from there, and it has always been with me. Wherever it is that I've lived in the world or in the States, I've always had a place to plant.
What influence did you even think that having educators as parents, and you said educators, so I don't know if your mom was also an educator.
They both were, yeah. Certainly didn't help having parents that were educators because everything was school. I hated high school. So my thing was, I just want to go to college. That's all I want to do. And I knew I was going to college. That was never a question. But my dad's like, oh yeah, you have to do well. You're going to, it's like, Dad, I'm going to be going to college, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
But it was, okay, get to college. It's like, yeah, okay, just enjoy. Enjoy college, enjoy New Orleans. And that's why New Orleans is, so I was able to sit there and enjoy it. And yeah.
What did you want to be growing up?
I just remember being 5, 6, 7 years old and having the world map on my wall and seeing, okay, I want to go here, I want to work there, because being able to get out and not stay in my own domain. I wanted to hear people's stories. I wanted to see what was going on. I wanted to adventure. That has always been my thing. I did set a bucket list of, hey, we're going to do 50 states before we're 50. Well, my goal was to hear people's stories about where it is that they are, where it is they want to be. What can we do to make life easier, make life better for you, wherever it is that I've been.
Where are we, not only in terms of this setting, but also just this part of the Twin Cities?
Absolutely. So you are in North Minneapolis, which is predominantly an African-American community. And in the front of me, but in the back of you, is a facility called Freedom Works. Part of the facility, they deal with people coming out of prison. So it's a halfway house to get them acclimated and back into the community and into society. The other half of the building deals with people in recovery. They have a really great food shelf program. So what we've done here is we have taken probably about 2 cases of kale that we have here, and we have donated to their food shelf this evening.
What does that partnership look like?
So we lease the land. What we do is bring the familiar produce that people are used to, collard greens, mustards, kale, that kind of stuff. But then we also try to introduce other things, bok choy, Swiss chard. We've got different kinds of kale, different kinds of flowers that are edible, different kinds of peppers. So we're just trying to diversify what it is that people are used to getting. And I have 2 workers that work with me. Frank, who just started about a month ago, and Lily, who started about 4 months ago. And we are phenomenal ag team. We all have worked at different farms and we all have different backgrounds. Great for the three of us to get together, collaborate, and go from there.
Obviously, there needs to be a lot more land that's used like this. What's been that response from the community?
We are here, we are exposed to a community. They can come in, and we are here all the time, so they can come in, and they do. They come in, they talk, they ask questions, they're engaging. That's what I want in a community. To have them come out and help, that's the other thing. To have that community buy-in, community participation, where it's not just a couple of people, but it's a community that builds, as we say, health, wealth, social change. That's what we want.
Also, the thing I think is really incredible is that everyday people also have power, and you're one of them. And I want to ask, what superpowers do you bring to your work?
The ability to listen. I will repeat in so many terms what it is they said, my thoughts, and is that what I heard? Is that what I understood? So I just want to make sure that we are on the same page and that I heard you correctly.
Like, what does the neighborhood or the community that you want to build look like?
I like the ability that we have our youth program, because that gives me the ability to work with students in this community. Going through that program, they have done such an amazing job that they do well in school. They come back and they help the program years later. So I'm glad to now be able to be part of that linkage.
From the perspective of both locally and nationally, how could people engage with or support the work that Appetite for Change does and the work that happens here?
You can always support us financially. You can always support us, come out, see what it is that we're doing. And we are always willing to come in and talk with community people about how to get what it is that we do here in your area. Whether you're in a small town, whether you're in a big city, whether it's local extension group, do community gardens.
Is there advice that you have for people to find their own power, their own roles in making a difference?
I always ask people, what is it that drives you? What is your passion? Why do you wake up every day? What makes you tick? Find out those things and follow them. Cris Phillips, Urban Ag Manager for Appetite for Change here in North Minneapolis. I'm helping the world reach drawdown by growing local.